What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Botany Manor. In the last episode, we finally got out to this backyard type area. We are on the third and fourth plants. Oh no, fourth and fifth plants of the game. Let me see. Where are we here? We're out back, right by the old tower here, and we have access to be able to get inside the orangery. But we realize we have enough clues to solve our next plant, so I think we're going to do that first. So we're on Pecuria Petals. Where are we here? So we have all of the information as well as the seed. So we can, in fact, do this. Now, there was a lot about sugar and everything else, so let's just do a quick little run back of each of the different plants before we get too far. So first of all, let's pot this thing. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that because it said it might be, we might want to infuse the sugar with it, right? So let's not do that. Let's go down here. Okay, so first of all, the big thing to note is this guy over here. Not this one. Here. So 97 grams is the pot that we usually have. 97 grams. Okay, so then we're talking about the pixie tears, right? So we want to pick up the pixie tears. Cool. So this does not have chloroplasts, right? Chloroplast is seen using a microscope. Yeah, so we know based on this that in comparison, the pixie tears do not use chloroplast, which means that they use sugar instead. And now we go into here with all these different apple types. So we're trying to look for something that is 97 grams. And it's 97 grams completely? Let me just look at that one more time. Following amounts. Yeah, 97 grams. Okay. Alright, so now we just need to find a combination of apples that leads us best to 97. So, 27, so I'd be at 70. So I could do Merlin's Mist, Cat's Head, and Knobby Russet. Let's try that. Merlin's Mist is the blue one. That's an easy one to find. Let's do that first. Knobby Russet is the weird-looking one. What was the third one? Knobby Russet, Cat's Head. Oh, no. That one. Weird bunch of apples, but let's try it. Use the press. Oh, shit. Okay, well. They're back. Okay, well, let's put these in there, and then let's see if this works. Right, I have to do this once I have the plant actually set up. Totally fine. I think I understand, though. Okay, so there's a potting station right here on the other side. Let's get this set up and going. So we got a pot. We soil. We get seed. We water it a little bit. Right, and now we know we have to... It has to break a seedling, which is important, obviously. Let's place this here, and let's press. Come on, thing. Whoa. Yeah, pixie tears. Oh, beautiful. Cute. All right, great. So that's another one done. Relatively simple. The pixie tears no longer contain chloroplasts, which are organelles responsible for photosynthesis. Instead, the pixie tears obtains sugar through their roots, which it commonly finds in the apples from orchards. Beautiful. All right, so that's that one. We have a little bit more maybe to learn about, and the seed we have to find of the wolfglove. Yes, wolfglove. We have 3 more clues to find about the wolfglove. All right, in we go. Okay, so this should open. Cool. So now we're starting to connect the areas, which is great. All right. Oh, I have a broken staircase. No. Painting room. Lady Arabella, as you can see, the staircase of your orangery has collapsed in your absence. I've already written to the builder in the hope that he wants to sort it out, though, as you know, he can be difficult to pin down. I do apologize if this is getting in the way of your research. I don't suppose you could find another way into the bottom level. It's possible. Dearest Arabella, we made it to the Alps. We're so sad that you couldn't join us this time, but we understand you're busy creating your herbarium. Yesterday we were lost on a hike when suddenly we heard a strange whistling tune. We followed the sound, and soon enough we discovered it was coming from a tiny flower. If only you had been there to tell us what kind of flower it was. Your loving friend always, Natty. To Arabella Green, Botany Manor, Somerset. Envelope with stamp. Natty Golding. The Ram. Well, she said the Alps, so that is helpful information. I just need the seed still. And if I can't go down this way, it looks like I'm using the key. So the Alps, let's just get that in our head. Oh, wait. Oh, but that's Matterhorn, right? Because that'll be the stamp. That's why the stamp exists. So wind speed 20? Or Weisshorn. They might be a little bit more. Letter about Alps, envelope with stamp. Yeah, there's going to be one more clue. So maybe they'll give us more. Wait, what does it say? Seed packet location or orangery. Okay, so we do have to get down there. So let's go all the way around. Let's get into the painting room and see if that helps us. Do-do-do. Love this. Okay, and then painting room is also here on the side, right? Here we go. Ooh. Okay. The manor, constructed 1593. Okay, so we have a map. I know what we're going to do, though, before we forget. Okay, so we have 1, 5, 9, 3. Yes! Secrets. History Sleuth is the achievement. Wow, okay, very different. I'm always fascinated by the always lit torches underneath a place you didn't know existed. Oh man, we're winding down here. Priest hole. My lord, I'm gonna have to need the text overlay. My lord Grain, thou hast ventured mightily in granting me refuge within these walls, and for such favor I remain eternally indebted to thee. The cunning of Little John in his establishment of this sanctuary doth inspire awe. A saint he is to our brethren and sisters who have ought refuge from the harsh rule of Queen Elizabeth and King James. Pray extend my gratitude unto thy cook for the sustenance provided. A welcome respite from Brother Michael's oft-repeated fare of leeks and potatoes. With the most earnest of thanks, I entreat that this missive shall not mark our final communion, and that our faith may endure unbroken. Yours with devotion, R. Blount. Okay. We got another duck. I wonder if this has any actual game help. Like, am I gonna find a plant down here? Oh! Oh! Oh, I had to do that! That's hilarious. I thought that it was going to be a whole thing, and had to do. That was what I needed to do. Pretty good game. I like when a game can think that you're smarter than it because you're like trying to get ahead of something, and you're totally not. That it's exactly, they guessed how curious you would be. Meadow Orchards Research Team, 1862. Montague, Anne Montague, Robert Brown, Arabella Green. Dear Miss Green, your research proposal on the structure of coastal plants was of quaint interest. We have no plans to fund a small project like this, but perhaps you are set on botanical fieldwork. You might assist Professor Montague in his work on British meadow orchids. I'm sure your natural aptitude for domestic duties would be much appreciated. That's crazy. The misogyny continues. Might I also recommend John Linley's book, Ladies' Botany, or A Familiar Introduction to the Study of the Natural System of Botany. It's an elementary book for unscientific readers, and one I have heard is a suitable amusement for ladies such as yourself, being about a mother who wishes to teach her children about plants. Yeah, you know, like, maybe some of these guys just gotta pass away. Flower painting and watercolor. What is that? Is that just a paperweight? Lady Arabella, I was wondering if I could join Mr. Bennett into town later this afternoon to place an order for a new kitchen scale. The one we have is rather ancient, and I'm afraid it's not suitable for measuring flour to make my delicious scones. If you could let me know your decision before the afternoon, that'd be lovely. In your service, Mrs. Pattison. Symbology. A study wherein discerning reader will find a history of the use of religious and folkloric symbols throughout the art of the world. Aha, and this is going to be the one on the page. Religious symbols. Agnus Dei. Catholicism. Oh, sure. That symbol is the whole priest hole look. Okay, got it. Cool. Still, those don't technically count as, because they're not clues for the plant. They're clues how to get the plant, which is cool. Botanical painting. Cool. Oh. My dearest Arabella in Gardens Fair, you grace the scene, a flower rare. Your presence beams with radiant light, a lily's charm so pure and white. Your hands like petals soft and divine, and tender touch a love divine. And in your eyes a brilliance glows, as daisies fair in spring's repose. Oh, how I long to have you near, to cherish you, my heart sincere. Like roses freshly cut, you'd be the trophy of my home, with glee. Trophy of your home? No, the only trophy we need is some flowers. Okay, so that was that. Let's go back to the priest hole. Priest hole! I like the narrative that's happening here. She's trusted by all her friends and family, but for the larger world, she is not considered a professional yet. Lady Mountaineers Club, first outing, 1858. Oh. Aha, there it is. Souvenir coin. The Weisshorn. Okay, Switzerland. That's what we're looking for. Wow, they collected all of them. Edward Whymper. Okay, Matterhorn. That's Weisshorn. The Society for Botanical Science meets every second and fourth Wednesday from 6 o'clock at the Assembly Rooms in Stroud. A prospective applicant must be supported by 3 existing gentlemen of the Society, along with evidence or research showing his dedication to the advancement of the science of botany. Widows of existing fellows receive honorary membership to attend annual social events. This month's lecture is on the importance of laboratory investigation. Actually, the dead staircase is also a witness-like thing. There's a couple of moments in the witness that are kind of like that, where like, oh, the thing is blocked by some arbitrary like ruined thing. Oh, repair stairs. That is not a witness thing, that's for sure. That's great. Actually, that's an amazing thing, so I don't have to walk all the way back around. More symbols. Today marks the beginning of an intriguing adventure as I join Professor John Montague, his wife Anne Montague, and fellow botanist Robert Brown on our field trip to study British meadow orchids. Everyone's enthusiasm for the subject is infectious. Today, Professor Montague gathered all of us to examine a southern marsh orchid, though upon arrival I noticed it had a much more hooded appearance and could be a new species entirely. When I pointed this out, Professor Montague laughed and explained he was simply testing us. Mm-hmm. 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 I believe it. Never. All right, well, we have our seeds. Wolfglove. Seed is in. Do we have our last clue? We do. It's the coin collection. Of course it is. Okay, great. So, we can now go back up the stairs. We can now check the wind speed here. So, Mount Weisshorn is 40. So, we're looking for wind speed of 40 on the 4th floor. Okay, so from the tower's perspective, the 4th and the 3rd floor are open fully. The right door, I know it looks like the left door, but when we're looking at it from the outside, then it's the right door on the 1st. Okay. Let's do it. So, pot it. And this should do it. Yeah, this thing is in disrepair. Okay, so we're going up. Okay, right opened. Let's keep going. Okay, both of those are open. And then if I open this, theoretically, this should be enough. Yep. Very nice. Yes, wolfglove in. Sounds like something creaking in the distance. The wolfglove grows in Mount Weisshorn, where the weather is just right. When the wind hits its tubular petals, a howling sound can be heard. Mountaineers are familiar with this flower and can use it to navigate on foggy days. All right, we're moving down. Yep, we got another delivery, probably another key. It's so whimsical. I love it. Ah, it's so fun. All right, let's go. It's the fastest way. Probably just back out the normal way. Oh, right, because we're already outside here. Still lots of doors. I wonder what's next. All right. Oh. Dear sister, I'm so glad to hear you have safely returned from your travels. While you were away, I changed the code for the library door lock each time I visited, as I know some of grandmother's valuable items are kept in the secret vault. The new code for the door is the 3 initials of my name, to make it easy for you to remember. I hope we can meet soon. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures. Your loving sister, Elizabeth. So this is going to be off the family tree. So her initial, so E something. E something green. So E something's G, right? Probably. Oh, something's buckling. All right, let's take a look. EAG. To the library. Oh, but that's her maiden name. She's gonna use Hopgood. So it's EAH, actually. Nice. Lockpicker. All right. Oh, there's like an ante-room for the library. That's interesting. Modern methods of teaching. What else do we have? Thank you. Dear Lady Green, thank you kindly for the flower books you sent for my daughters. To this day, they still show an interest in learning more about plants and painting. I'm keen that my daughters have access to a good education, and so I hope you don't mind me putting upon you that you might be able to teach them somehow. Your dedication and knowledge seem so rare and inaccessible elsewhere for young girls like mine. I hope you will consider my proposal. Sincerest regards, Olive Campbell. She's like building a network of people who want what she has. Gotta make yourself a hot commodity. Ooh, 3rd floor. Okay. Botanical allies. 4 new plants added. Yeah, I'm sure the library is going to offer a lot more here. Look at this. All right. We have some research to do. Let's do it. The tough part with 4 new plants is now we have to attribute evidence to different... It's not so obvious. The fox and the crow. One evening, a fox was in search of something to eat for dinner. He saw the crow sitting on a tree branch, holding a big piece of tasty cheese in her beak. So the fox came up with a plan. He walked up to the crow and complimented her shiny black feathers. The crow was suspicious of the fox and kept her beak tightly closed on the cheese. The fox kept on charming the crow, describing her as the most majestic of all birds, with a big strong beak. Oh, what a song that beat must make. It must be the song of a queen. Please, beautiful crow, let me hear it. Flattered by the praise, the crow forgot all about her suspicion and also her dinner. So she opened her beak wide to utter her loudest caw, and down fell the cheese straight into the fox's open mouth. Don't have any idea how that's supposed to help us grow a plant, but, you know, I've been surprised. I thought I got it for some reason. Like, my random presses. So it's 1 press per. It's good to know. Okay. Anything on this desk? It doesn't seem like it. All right. Again, lots of places to sit. Oh, I would sit right here. This would be my spot. I found my perfect spot. Okay. The Wonders of the Night Sky. Lots of books that I can't open around here. Okay, so there's a 2nd floor, obviously, which we can get up to with over here. Okay. A lot more going on up here, it seems. The Golden Fish. One bright morning, a poor fisherman caught a shining golden fish. The fish cried, "Please, let me live. I'm not a fish, but a prince, enchanted by a wicked spell." So the fisherman let the fish go free. When the fisherman's wife learned of this, she demanded the fish grant a wish in return for its freedom, a cottage instead of the hovel where they lived. So the fisherman returned to the shore, and the fish granted their wish. But the wife was greedy, and demanded riches, a palace, and servants. All the while the ocean became darker, and the shore was black with dirt. Finally, the wife wished to be so powerful that she could grant wishes for herself. In return for this greedy request, the fish revoked all the wishes it had granted. After that, the ocean became blue again, the shore clean, and the fisherman never saw the golden fish ever again. See the symbols after these. I do recognize that. New Year's ball to be given at Somerset Hall. Your company is respectfully solicited at a New Year's ball. Thursday, 4th, January 1860. This was years ago. Supper is at 6 o'clock. Good music in attendance. Cousin, wash your hands and accompany me. You won't find a husband at the bottom of the garden. T. You won't find a husband with schmoozers either, but, you know. Another one. The Hare and the Tortoise. This is more standard. At midday, a hare and a tortoise took a walk together. The hare moved quickly and noticed the tortoise struggling to keep up. The hare laughed and challenged the tortoise to a race. The tortoise accepted. A course was decided and the race began. The hare immediately leapt out of sight, but then laid down to take a nap, sure that the tortoise would never catch up. The tortoise plodded on making his way towards the finish line. When the hare awoke from his nap, he opened his eyes just in time to see the tortoise crawling slowly across the finish line. The proud hare would have been so sure that he would win, and underestimated the tortoise. As the tortoise crossed the finish line, he exclaimed, "Slow and steady wins the race." One more. The rising sun. Okay. That is just a little plant. Ooh, I don't know what to do from here. Botanical allies. I vaguely recall my grandmother studying the nightfall when I was young. Grandma's vault. Study. Master bedroom. Attic. Okay, so... I didn't see anything super plant specific up here. But there is another room. So let's see. This is locked though? Huh. Let's look at the book's maps for a second. There's a whole second half of this house, which is kind of fun. The formal garden. First floor. Wait. Library hall is this. Study, which I don't have access to. The library. Yeah. Library. Oh, there's a lot more of this side of the house, but I have to clear the tree. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, this is helpful. So the attic, the bathroom, the master bedroom. Those are all locked behind the tree, which means that I can't get, and I don't have a key for the study, master bedroom and the attic. I can't do these two right now at all. Sapphire or gloom. Judging by the name, I don't believe this to be an edible mushroom. There's only 2 clues, and I have no clues to do. This one is a lot more. Nightfall. I vaguely recall my grandmother studying the nightfall when I was young. We don't know where Grandma's vault is. Really interesting. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm sure... Oh, I see. This is it. Okay, it's the stories. One evening, a fox was in search for something to eat for dinner. So it's what's first and what's... Okay. I get it. Wonders of the night sky. So that's one story. And let's just take a look at some of the other ones that are in here. One bright morning. What else? At midday, tortoise and the hare. The rising sun. Okay. So... Sunfish... Tortoise, crow, night. Yeah. Grandma's vault. Okay, not too bad. Cool. Sunset 1st of May. Red, orange, yellow, pink. Sunset 22nd of May, blue, yellow, pink, orange. Sunset 8th of July, blue, purple, pink, orange. That's a cool idea, painting just like what based on the colors. Lindley appointed chair of botany at the University College London. After an esteemed early career as assistant secretary to the Horticultural Society and admission as one of the youngest ever fellows to the Linnean Society, John Lindley plans to elevate the science of botany. He spoke thus in his inaugural lecture. It has been very much the fashion of late years in this country to undervalue the importance of this science and to consider it an amusement for ladies rather than an occupation for the serious thoughts of man. Lindley also challenged the Linnean classification system and proposes many changes. Yeah, that's very good, except if you ignore half of the human population. Sunset 14th of October, sunset 29th of April. Okay, we have a nightfall. Okay. Have we been out there? I don't know. What side of the house even are we looking at? That looks like an empty area. Hold on. If I'm looking through, I'm on the, I'm here. I came into, yeah, I'm like tucked into this side. So I'm on, yeah, I'm facing out towards the formal garden, which I haven't seen yet. Collect key for the study. Okay, so the study has been locked up tight if this has been locked up like this. 8th of August, 12th of September, 25th of June. Okay. Nightfall progress. I've been trying to encourage the nightfall to bloom for a little while now. I'm determined to prove it's more than just a myth. Mary Green. So this is not us. This is our family does have a history of botany. So far, I've deduced that the flower opens at sunset and only during a particular time of year. When exactly that occurs still remains a mystery to me. I shall plant a few more seedlings tomorrow and continue my research. Tasks for this month: monitor nightfall seedlings, rose planting list, collect field samples, seed collection. Okay. So let's immediately put the nightfall sunset paintings as well as the grandma's research. And now let's go to the study. Very nice. Okay. My dear friend, I've been pondering these last weeks, wondering what would be the best way to see a remarkable flora reach the wider world. Since it is so seldom we are able to see our work published, considering your uncle's reputation in the scientific field, have you considered asking him to publish your herbarium under his name? It may not give you the recognition you deserve personally, but it would be a way to reach your goal of adding to the scientific record of botany. Do consider it, and I would hate for such important research to stay hidden away. With warmest regards, Anne. Meadow Orchids of Britain, collected and researched by J. Montague, assisted by R. Brown. Hold on. I have a question. John Green. No, I thought one of the major scientists that have been mentioned were in that family tree, but... Alright. A lot of stuff in this room. Alright, what do we got? We got bird eggs? Oh, goodness. Okay. Tree diseases. Red tree pox. If a tree is infected with red tree pox, many small red spots will be visible on the bark. It can usually be cured by adding fertilizer to the soil of the tree. Hypoxylon causes black patches to form on the bark of the tree. It's usually a sign that the tree is lacking in hydration and won't stay alive for much longer. Root parasite, which I think is the one that's down there. The root parasite is a fungus that forms purple rings in the bark and roots. The parasite leaches the nutrients that the tree receives from the soil. Eventually, it causes the tree to dry out and lose all of its leaves. There's currently no known cure. Bark rust is a disease that isn't very harmful to the tree. It's usually caused by excess hydration and too much sunlight. So it's obviously going to be the one that we don't have a solution for. Okay, this is going to be the sapphire gloom. Okay. Very nice. What else we got? Arabella, I found some more books from the department that may be of interest for your research. One I recall was a favorite of your father's. If you have any trouble when you visit the college, tell the secretary you're collecting materials for your uncle. So long they are treated before the summer ends, the other professors won't notice. Best of luck with your research, Uncle Theodore. I can go behind here. Interesting. Okay. Mushroom food sources. Just like plants, fungi need food sources to grow strong and healthy. However, some fungi haven't always had access to nutrients through soil and have evolved to retrieve it in different ways. This means that they've become carnivorous because they only require the nutrients they need by consuming other living organisms such as flies, bugs, and plants. Some mushrooms even get their nutrients from feeding on other types of fungus or parasites. Mushrooms growing on a tree is usually a sign that they are consuming the tree, so you should remove them immediately. Not always the case. So I think we have our solution here. So it's tree diseases and the mushroom book. Yep. Okay, I think we can start, we can use that to our advantage now. So let's go back to the main room. All right, let's get a pot. Let's put the soil in. Let's do sapphire gloom. Let's water it. We got some caps. And now yep. Yeah! Even more green. And I see now that branch is lifted from the house. Excellent. That is some good stuff. The sapphire gloom is a wildly misunderstood mushroom. It grows commonly on trees, and as opposed to popular belief, the mushroom consumes its parasites rather than the tree itself. Very good. All right, I'm gonna call it here. We have an entire wing of the house we have to discover, but we're gonna call it until next time. We'll leave that for the next one. Please give this video a like and subscribe. Check out playlists if you are caught up with this series and want to watch anything more. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.